Good morning, singers. It's Mickey here, your friendly neighborhood singing coach. Today I have a special guest. This is Jude, my youngest son, also known as Jude E. Pie. Jude is home from school today because he has a doctor's appointment. Do you want to say hi to the camera?
Hi.
How old are you, Jude?
5.5.
5.5. Actually, more than 5.5. It's going to be your birthday soon. Your birthday is in June. We are now in April. So we just have May and then June. It's your birthday. You're going to be 6 years old. And you recently lost your first 2 teeth. Very exciting stuff happening here. And so I thought it would be fun, since he's home, if he helps me with my reaction video today. This is a request from my patron, Andy Hafler, and I'm going to be reacting to another Hannah Wicklund song. This is a cover of Ohio by Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. And that song was written in response to the Kent State shooting in 1970, also known as the Kent State Massacre. They recently had the 50th anniversary of this event, which is why Hannah chose to cover this song. And it is an anti-war song. It was on the occasion that 4 college students were killed by the National Guard at a protest against the Vietnam War. So I think it's a really interesting choice for a young person to cover. Obviously, she is politically aware, and since, even though this is a dated event, we still obviously are involved in conflicts that perhaps we should not be involved in, and taking an anti-war stance is a strong political position for a young person to take.
Can we start already?
Can we start already? I know, it's all very boring giving all this background information, right? So I think the important thing for you to know before we start is that I believe Hannah's like 23 now. She's very young. I know that probably sounds really old to you, but that's very, very young. And she started singing in a band when she was 8 years old. So younger than Dashel. She's been performing since then. And she's a really amazing guitar player and singer. And
Dashel started when he was 9.
He started when he was 9. He's not in a band. Is Dashel in a band?
Yes, it's School of Rock.
You guys did a camp for a week last summer in School of Rock, but she's like a professional musician. She tours all over. She writes her own stuff. So she's a very impressive young woman. So we're going to listen to her singing this song. Okay, so sit up on your chair and we're going to start it.
Tin soldiers and Nixon's coming. We're finally on our own. This summer I hear them calling for dead in Ohio. Gotta get down to it. Soldiers are gunning us down. Should have been done long ago. What if you knew and found her dead on the ground? How could you run when you know?
What do you think? Do you like it?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
I don't know anything I like about it so far.
You don't know anything you like about it? That's okay. I know sometimes it's hard to like articulate and put into words how you feel about something, but I'll say what I like. I think her guitar is really cool with the flames on it, right? It's a pretty sweet looking guitar. And I like her presence. I like her the way that she's using her body language when she's performing. So she's not looking directly at the camera. I don't know if you noticed that. Sometimes when people perform, they like really stare you down and look right at you. She is really absorbed in what she's doing. And I noticed in her other performance too, she kind of keeps her eyes down as she's playing, and she's really in her own world. And I think so far it's a pretty faithful rendition of the song. It sounds a lot like the original, right? Mm-hmm.
And why don't we turn the camera like it facing that so you know?
Oh, I'm going to show them the video too. I'm going to do a screen capture and then they'll see that the original video in the corner of the screen while we're watching it. Okay? And I also think she looks really cool. She's got her like long hair. How long do you think it took her to grow all of that hair on her head?
I think like maybe a year.
I think it took longer than a year. I think probably she hasn't cut her hair in like 3 or 4 years. It takes a long time to grow that much hair. We haven't cut your hair in a while, and it's getting long, but it's definitely not as long as her hair, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine having long flowing locks like Rapunzel down to here like she has? Her hair is so long, right?
No, Rapunzel's hair is all the way down to her toes.
That's true. It's not quite as long as Rapunzel's hair. All right, let's keep going, okay? There's a couple things that I really like about this. I noticed that her voice is very bright and high placed. She's kind of spinning it forward. I know it's a little technical and boring for you, but it's not like if she was singing with this really like deep, rich, low placement, it would sound much fatter. She's kind of singing up here and spinning her resonance more into her nasopharynx. And that gives it more high frequency, so it carries over the rest of the music. It's very pretty, and it works very well with the rest of the instrumentation. I like that it's kind of this homage to the 70s in that they chose a song from then, but also the whole vibe, the way that they're dressed, the kind of like jam band style where they have a little bit of singing and then a lot of guitar soloing and playing and just instrumentals. And that's kind of not really in style now. It seems like it's more of a throwback to that era. You know, a lot of times when you hear singers now, especially young people, it's all about the voice and it's all about filling up every moment in the song with these high vocals and these loud vocals and these crazy riffs and runs. And here it's like she's sprinkling in her vocals very tastefully, and then she's mixing it up with this very professional, very impressive guitar playing. And it's a really, really nice mix that you don't really hear often now. And I think it's interesting for a young person to tap into that. It's not something that's really in style. Do you like dancing to it? I think it's kind of good music to dance to, right? You kind of like just jam out and give a little fun dance with your feet.
No, because you said jam.
Oh, not jam like jelly. I mean, jam means like you all play music together. Like a big jam, a jam band. Not like a jelly band. The other thing I want to say is I like that they intersperse the video with like images of them sitting next to the console and listening back to the playback. So you see her singing it, but then you also hear her listening to herself, and you see all the equipment, and they had a shot of like the stained glass windows. It's like a very classy kind of old school music video too. So everything feels like from a different era almost, you know, it's like a throwback. Yes, I will unpause it now. Here we go. So I thought that was really cool. I love her quiet confidence. You know, she's not like overtly showy, but you can tell that she's really confident. I love that you see all the different techniques on the guitar where she's holding the pick in her mouth and doing some finger picking, and then she goes back to using the pick. She's obviously a very, very good musician and player. I love the little vamp on the end of the na 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 na. Her voice is very powerful, and yet there's something that's very bright and light about it as well, because she's kind of spinning it forward and keeping it in a high placement, and so you never really hear her straining or pushing her belt, which I think is really nice. So this video definitely gave me a little bit more of a sense of her voice. This one didn't have as much of a rasp as the other one, which I really liked. She wasn't using her vocal fry or her distortion effect on this one, but still very, very nice vocals. I just think it's an interesting throwback because it's not all vocals. It's like a mix of instrumental and singing and a real kind of like retro feel to the look, the vibe, the video, everything. So it made me feel more nostalgic for a time when artists were more politically aware, making records for the sake of making records and not just like putting out a pop single. So that's what this feels like to me. And it feels like she's an artist in the vein of more of these like older kind of classic artists.
Oh boy, I'm going to sleep until we get a lucky.
Okay, did you like it? Thumbs up, thumbs middle, or thumbs down? Good, I liked it too. All right, we will see you next time. You want to say goodbye, Jude? Come in the camera so they can see you.
Bye, bye.